Okay, I don't even know how long I'm going to talk today. I feel so weird. God, I feel weird. Like, I don't even know how to explain how weird I feel. Like, it just gets weirder and weirder. It's not like going and where it's like, no, I feel more, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. But no, I'm not the only one. I just saw this other creator, and I went on to look and see how many followers he had. His thing was, he's like, I'm leaving. Bye, guys. I like all y'all. It's been great. I'm glad I was here to help everybody, but I got to go put this stuff into my own life. I got to go start, following my own advice, and I got to leave here. And he said that he would probably repost old videos to help people, but he was going to go start working on himself now, and he wasn't going to keep bothering with everybody else. And he had 330,000 followers. And that's what I said. Like, there was going to be so many people who, started doing that. Like, so it's not just about talking about stuff. Like, you have to put it into practice. And, it is, it's a lot, especially like right now. Like, oh my God. I swear that I have a few frustrations like right now. One of them is it's bringing all this, my own judgmental stuff up. I feel like, because like when I keep seeing these people, I'm just like, what in the hell? Oh my God. I swear to God, it is so much like, oh God, if I could just get in my little Merkaba and fly on out of here, I would. Like, come on. What in the so, we're doing real good now because we got so much in red in Congress and Senate now. So everything is gonna, we're gonna start going good. We don't need to worry about another thing. All's good because we got a lot of red in there now. And I can't even believe it, these stupid blue states, they just keep putting these stupid asses back in. And then you see somebody else, like talking about, are you guys as stupid? Do you really think that these blue states are continuing to put these people in who are destroying their places? And then you see people who are just like, sharing all of the amount of cheating. I knew it was going to be so over the top. I knew it was going to be like, whoa, over the top. I mean, even to the point of not letting people in, closing play. Oh, this stuff is just absurd. And then people have to keep going over. It's like, I swear to God, didn't we already do this? Where were y'all when we already did this? And it's like, how many times do we got to do this? And that they're still so, oh my gosh. And the conversations with Trump, about Trump and DeSantis. And now, and you got both sides going to town on it. And, oh my God, I can't even. And then these people who are anti-Trump, they'll just go off on, what a narcissistic, egomaniac he is and stuff like that. And then, I don't know. All I hear is everybody's looking for a savior. Everybody's looking for something. They don't want to have to really do too much. Filling in a little circle, like, come on, people, I've done my part. Like, come on, get with it. It's like, I'm sorry, I think you're going to have to do a little more. You're going to have to do a little more. That's a trick. The whole thing's a trick. So you give up your power. You think, I filled in my dot, I did my part. I'm right there. I'm a good American citizen. Like, even when I went up to the food bank and that one was trying to get me to register, which I've been registered voter forever. And I looked at her and I just like snickered and I was like, no, I'm not voting. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, to me, you have to be a complete imbecile at this point. And that is where I said, like, I start feeling so judgy. Like, come on, what does it take to see? And then I had to relate it to, okay, well, it can take a woman 7 to 12 times to leave an abusive relationship. So, these people are just going to sit there and keep taking it. I was talking to my mom. I think, she seeing it is like, even that night, I was already saying about the cheating and stuff. I was already going, there is no, this is not the way forward. This is playing their game. They're still dealing the hand with their marked cards. And people are like, oh, I think I can make this hand work. I think I can do it. It's like, I don't think so. I think that this game is all rigged. And I think that you're a fool if you're going to keep playing and putting it all in. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just one after another, after another. And then you see these bullies. There was this one woman the other day, and she did this video, and she's like 40, 45 years old or something like that. And her video was like, here, I'm going to show you what a 45-year-old does with her makeup. And she does some like persnickety stuff, says some things like, see, you don't need to put in all of this, because she's like, why are you all putting on stage makeup to go out into the regular world? Like, what is going on with all you people? And so she does this video. And while I was watching, I was like, well, that's what I do. You know, put on a little line there, put a little mascara, put a little darker there, put a little blush there, and maybe some little lip liner or something. And that's it. You know, it takes like 5 minutes. And these people are putting like 45 minutes, 2 hours into their makeup. Like, you know, I mean, they're going full stage makeup. I've seen it be done. I saw when the whole trend started. You know, I have all 4 daughters. And then I have mostly granddaughters. So, you know, as I saw. And then I also saw what it did to people. And my youngest daughter, you know, she got really into the whole makeup thing. And she looked good. Like, I mean, she wore her makeup really good. And, you know, and as a natural person, she always just looked like a surfer chick off of a California beach or something. And then she started doing the makeup, and, you know, she was good at it. She looked really good and stuff. But then, you know, she started having this boyfriend who only wanted to see her in makeup, would ridicule her like, you don't even look good without your makeup. You know, and this is what goes on. Like, the people lose confidence over their own faces because they've put on this mask that's the only thing somebody wants to see you in then. You lose your confidence. You begin to doubt yourself. You start hating your own face. You hate yourself. Then they give the filter faces. Then people become dependent on that. So the whole thing is dependence of changing your face so that you lose confidence in yourself. Like, there's nothing you can do. We all have our faces, you know. It's just the face that we have. And, you know, that... and it is the face that represents you. And like I said, the thing that changes your faces is the contortion of the anger or the bitterness or the frustration, you know, the muscles that, you know, you put into your face that represent what's inside. You know, if you are feeling good and stuff, you know, you're going to be putting out, you know, like that happy kind of vibe where people are going to look at you and think you look beautiful. And they're going to sit there and pick apart like, oh my gosh, you know, if her eyebrows were a little less bushy, you know, if her nose was a little more round, you know, like if they are like that, then imagine what their life is like, that they've got to pick every little thing apart. But, you know, that is what we do to ourselves. And so... anyways, I guess apparently all these makeup influencers, these young girls who are all into the stage makeup life, they started attacking her and doing those stitches. These stitch things are out of control. They are such a bully bullshit thing. The stitches, even the duets. I mean, I can't even stand. Like, you know, that's all you have for your content. Like, that's good to push somebody's stuff forward. But isn't that just like you like it? And that puts it more into the rotation, completing their video, watching the whole thing and liking it. I don't think you have to duet it. Like, so you get these stitch battles, and then these young girls ganging up on this woman, apparently, because what I started seeing is other people being so outraged, like, what in the hell? I hadn't seen any until after I saw the one woman talking about these bullies attacking this lady and how disgusting it is. They are so belittling, and they're like a ravage, or, you know, like a pack of wolves on this woman, the way they're going after her and stitching her and stuff like that. And so after I saw that, then I saw one of the girls doing it, and of course she's all the fixed up, you know, it's like, there's so many things I feel and think about that. You know, it is such a hiding yourself. You know, yeah, you may look really good with makeup on. Not everybody does. But still, Like, you got to start liking yourself without it. All of this stuff is just a crutch. And it is, I don't know. I mean, there's so many things to it. It's just exhausting. And one of the things that I'm struggling with is kind of like judgment and then ego on top of it. And I'm sure this is what's coming in and stuff, but kind of like I don't even want to hear my own voice talking. It's like, what do you think? That you know something? You think you have something that somebody needs to hear? That's how I'm feeling right now, is like totally frustrated, totally just like, shut up, Kelly. Just go, shut up, go lay on your couch, wait till it's over, and go find yourself a farm and go grow yourself some fucking vegetables. And I'm gonna get a pig too. I decided I'm gonna get a pig and some fruit trees. But it's like, okay, just give it a rest. Just go, ride this out now. Just forget about it. Go off in the great blue yonder, and that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, and so when I saw that content creator saying that, I was like, dude, yeah, I know how you feel. It just feels weird right now. It feels awkward. It feels like, you know, uh, I don't know how to explain it, but and then just seeing how these people just go round and round and round on the same fucking issues, and these bullies, and then oh my gosh. There's certain people that just keep coming in my head and stuff. Like, I don't know. I mean, to me, even these girls, like so many of these girls, like, get up here. I've got something so important. I've got to talk to you right now about this important topic. But I'm going to do it in my bra and, some cute little sweatpants because I need to look sexy, because I want you to be attracted to me while I'm telling you this or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, I swear to God, I don't get it. And it is so many of them doing it. It is a thing. It's like everybody's got to put on their, bra and low sweatpants and, show some stuff so that you can have somebody listen to you, or you want somebody to just, I don't even know anymore. I swear. And this is something that really got me to this morning. Like, I'm telling you, I'm on a fucking judgmental rampage. I was like, okay, you just gotta not talk very much today, because you need to take a chill pill. This lady, I had seen her a while back, and she was, I think she had a video go viral. She was talking about something about religion. I don't remember what it was. I'm pretty sure it was anti-religion. And something about God, and I don't know, something about that whole thing. Anyways, so she went like viral overnight, got tons of followers, which still, by the way, like, how many people I have followed? Like, today I got up at 10 notifications. No, I had one on here that was just like, it always says somebody, but I always figure it's the person I was just talking to. So Vortex liked my comment, and that was my only notification on here. But then on, but I'm used to that on YouTube, because, it's been so restricted the whole time. I mean, what is this? Like a 2 years about? Can you hear that plane? How loud it is? I think it is. Yeah, January, it'll be 2 years I've been doing this. And just get up to 600 followers. Like, I'm so restricted. And then I can see what they do on YouTube. Like, it's so obvious, however it is that they do it. But yeah, 10 notifications all night. Like, nobody sees my video. No comments at all. And it's just like, okay. Well, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bash my head up against the wall to sit and be heard. It's like, it's just, the whole thing is super frustrating. But, I see these other people, they have less people, and then they'll have, 10,000 views on something, and I have 150. It's like the same thing being said. But anyway, so this lady, she was so outraged because now they've put out they already met. these 10, self-proclaimed leaders, I guess, that they already met, the Pope or whatever. And it's all such bullshit. I swear to God, I don't give a shit. They're fucking self-proclaimed. I don't give a fuck. So they went and met for make the new 10 Commandments. We don't need those old ones. We need the new ones. So those old ones they're very outdated. They're very last year. We're going for some new ones now. So they went to go meet these 10 guys up like Mount Sinai or something and make these new things. And so she started saying them. And so I was kind of curious. I wanted to see, like, what are their new commandments, Like, we don't need to worry about stealing and killing anymore. That's okay. Just, make sure that you don't use too much electricity. Like, that's important. We want you to sit there cold, hungry, and in the dark. So, they're fucking actively murdering, like, the temperatures and stuff, like, and I just heard somebody talking, and they were talking about like how rude and judgmental and hypocritical, like the people will give homeless money, or food or something, but not enough to go buy themselves alcohol or drugs. But when anybody else is in a crisis, they'll run and get alcohol and drugs. But how dare a homeless person? And this person was saying they had talked to this homeless person. He said, I don't want to do drugs, but it's so freaking cold out here. Living on the streets is so horrible. You just want to go someplace else in your mind. And so, they do it for their own, conscious survival, so that they can just leave their state of being and go somewhere else. And so, it makes sense. So many people, the liquor stores and all that are constantly, anyways, I thought that was a good point. But, him sitting there saying it's so cold out, and it just was like, man, and it's so cold right now. Like, that was an older video, and just like, oh my God, they are purposely freezing these people. They're such motherfuckers. So anyways, when she starts reading these commandments, what got me, I couldn't even finish. I went and unfollowed her. I was like, oh my God, I can't even with these people anymore. I just can't fucking, God damn. I'm telling you, I'm in a bitchy mood. So I don't remember what all of them were, but it was something like, to not be on your phone too much. That's our new 10 commandment. Don't be on your phone too much. Don't get too involved with your screen. And so she would say, like, the new commandment is don't get too involved with your screen, to, try and have real relationships, not just ones on a screen. And so then she goes, and who did this? You guys did. It's your fault. Your fault that this has happened. So everything she would go through that she would say that they want to do, then she would blame it on them. She would say it was their fault. Like, like we're all helpless. Like, none of us are making choices for ourselves. Are you fucking kidding me? Every single person is making a choice every single day to participate in this theoretical fucking reality. Every day they make the decision how to do it. It's nobody forcing them. Like, did anybody come in our home and say, hey, pick up that phone or I'm going to shoot you in the head? No. We all did this stuff ourselves. And unless we ourselves make the decision that we want more for ourselves, then, we just accept that's all there is. Then that is, it's this whole victimization. That's all I could hear her saying. Like, we're all just victims. We're all just victims. And it's y'all's fault. You did this to us, and now you're saying we can't do it. It's your fault. You did. I swear to God, I think I got to the second or third one, and I was like, oh, hell no, lady. Hell no. Like, are you joking? Like that? Okay, everybody, just gather around. We're all victims here. We're all victims. Let's just focus on being victims. That's not empowerment. That's not growth. That's not evolution. It's like, look at the problem. What's the solution? How do you figure it out? Like, you can look around at society and see, like, what has happened with social media, how people have become disconnected. They become manipulated. They have become consumed, like, with their screen and stuff, it has become an enmeshment. But people have to see that for themselves. They have to be like, dang, I've been on this 10 hours today. I didn't do anything, with my whole day, but sit and watch people talk about stupid shit. And so, I just can't even get over it. Just sit there and just be like, that they're doing this, because to me, nobody can make you do something. You make a choice. That is what we're here learning about, is how what is it in us that gets us to follow like destructive patterns or whatever. That's what you got to heal. That's what you got to go in. And if you're just saying, oh, you're just being manipulated, like we're being manipulated, but we're playing a part. We are doing it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm sounding completely like a hypocrite right now. I completely know what I'm saying. I get what I'm talking about. That is, because I swear I talk about this and I don't know how, but there has to be a point of empowerment. Yeah, they did these things. Just like, there's evil all around us, but we make a choice as to the part we're going to play in the reality. So, they can give you the opportunity to, they can make this place like a evil kind of place, give you the opportunity to commit crimes and stuff like that. So you're giving an opportunity, but they're not forcing you. You're making the choice. What you do when the stage is set, what do you do? Like, if somebody sets it all up for destruction, do you just go in and be like, well, I can't do anything about it. They set the stage. I'm here. I got to do my part, Or do you go, hey, wait a minute. I don't like this. I don't like this game. I don't like what they're doing. This isn't healthy for me. This isn't good for me. And I'm not going to participate. And I'm going to pull free. There's a difference in empowerment and victimization. And these people who promote themselves as being so out there and awake and stuff like that. And then they are just completely focused on this victimization. You can't let yourself be a victim to their stuff. You're not helpless. You may be hopeless, but you're not helpless. But you have to make the choice to make better decisions for yourself. In your health and your education, every single thing. It's all at the surface right now. And definitely the screen was created to absorb your energy into their virtual world. And now that's just the next step. And along with that step, they'll give you the headset, they'll blow your damn head off at the same time. Like, their artificial world is artificial as fuck. That's what you got to wake up to. It's all fake. It's all artificial. And whatever you participate in it is a lack in you. It is something in you that's missing. You're trying to fill from outside of you through this game. And, and you have, without awareness, you're just going around like a blind person, just bashing into walls, Yeah, you have to have awareness. And I'm so freaked out still. Yesterday, just the nonchalant, just like, even when I asked her, what are you guys going to do about the dead trees? I thought that would kind of like spark a little, yeah, isn't that weird? We all of a sudden have all these dead trees. No, still none. No. Not thought one about that, apparently. No, it's just like, yeah, we're just going to cut ours down. We're going to probably cut down some other ones too. Yeah, no big deal. Just cut all the trees down. Who fucking cares? At least we got these whole, like, all these fancy houses going in over here. So that's going to raise our house. It's like, so those people have no trees. Well, maybe you can just match theirs, I don't understand these people. Like, I'm telling you, when I say I'm different than people, I'm not shitting you. Like, I can't fathom, like, this completely disconnected from the planet, from life, from nature, from everything that's living around you. Like, you have no feeling about your trees. Like, big deal. We're just dead. Who cares? We're not even going to pay attention to that. Let's just cut them down and use them for firewood. We only have 2 ginormous wood things now. Let's build another. Let's load it up too, because this gluttony consumerism, we need more, 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 more. Let's go to work. Let's load up, kids. Let's get out there. It's like, what in the hell? And that's what I'm saying is like, as people are pushed more and more and more, and they just keep on going, going, going. Like, at what point do you say like, ooh, I don't like this life. I don't like what I'm doing here. There's got to be something better. There's got to be something more. And I'm so weirded out. Like, people around me who are so satisfied with the status quo of things. Like, it's okay. Yeah, they're good with this. Like, I was like, I'm not. I need out of this area. Like 100%, I need out of this area. And I've got so many different feelings about my house and stuff. I mean, it was such a thing to me when I got it. It was like the first time I ever got a place by myself. And, when I had manifested it so much, like it was like totally, and this was as my awakening. Like I had been manifesting for a long time, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was just living my life. I had no idea that it was like manifesting and something that everybody else didn't do. And so, even after I got this house, after I'd already started with my awakening and stuff, and saw, all my manifestations, and then all of the stuff I did, work on myself and my isolation and working on my place and my self-development that I was going through. And, I have a lot of energy invested into this area, and even with my relationship with my trees. When I first moved in, I had to start cleaning the place up, and they would hit me and slap me and all sorts of stuff. And then it got to the point where they would pet my hair as I went by, and it was a big difference of how they started treating me. And when I started really recognizing, like, y'all are doing this on purpose. Y'all are slapping me on purpose. I feel it. And then how they would start, like, I'd start cutting a tree and this blood looking stuff would start coming out. I'd be like, oh God, you guys, come on. And I kept telling them, look, I'm trying to clean this up so y'all can grow healthier. And then plus, somebody had told me, if it's too overgrown in the forest, it keeps the nature from being able to get through. The birds can't fly through and stuff. So there's a lot of things why you have to do it. And it's part of the reason why they keep having all these forest fires and stuff, because they're not going in. And Trump showed that on a thing. He went and talked to Newsom, and it was a big old thing. Because they've got these constant fires in California, but they're not maintaining the forest. And that is a big thing. If they let people start let them. Look at that, let them. If they just let us please live freely. Like, fuck off. But if they can't, if it wasn't such a herding people into the cities, a jam packets on top of each other in hotels or in apartment high rises and whatever. If they started saying, well, we need people to move out into the forest, we need maintenance, we need people that are going to be in there who are going to take care of it. Like, like if we really cared about the earth, wouldn't we be going around and, taking care of it and putting people, we wouldn't go in and with bulldozers just tear it all apart and then cram another 200,000 houses in one little area. And I just don't understand the people who are willing to accept this. Is this the great divide? Are those people just going somewhere else? Because I'm so shocked by not just the victims and not just the people who just don't care about anything and the bullies and stuff. Like, there is such a difference in the people. I just saw like these videos too of these people like, oh, now I've seen through this new age spirituality. It's such a hoax. It's such a this, it's such a that. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand this. The new age is coming. There is nothing you can do about it. It is a new age. This age is ending. A new age is beginning. There is cycles, just like the zodiac cycle, and it is ages. And when it completes that lesson plan for that age, going through every opportunity, which souls come in to be birthed into the opportunity for experience, to learn and challenges, And then every single one, just like what I was talking about, being born in the 60s and being born in the 80s, is a completely different opportunity for experience. It's vast. The experiences that are available to a soul to go out and experience. Besides the fact your soul can be in multiple ones and multiple different times and ages at the same time. But this is the changing of an age. This isn't like a hoax or something. It is happening. We're going into the age of Aquarius. It is written in the stars. It has been written, it's already done. There is no going out of it. It's kind of like we're the shadow of what has already occurred. It's still going to occur. So, that's not a hoax. And then spirituality. Spirituality is a hoax. So you having a spirit inside of you connected to the spirits outside of you is a hoax. Like, I don't understand. If people just need to have this, egocentric, obsessive, compulsive man in the clouds who hates you unless you say his name, and would just as soon you burn in hell unless you want to sing at his feet for eternity, that's what they need. That's what they need, because it's a hoax for you to have a spirit and connect to, your next spirit connection, whatever that is to you. When I have people I talk to spirit all the time, and then they're a little try talking to God. Okay. So, it is all by someone's perception, because basically your higher self is your next step up to God. Like, that is the one who's in charge of your situation that you got going, where people think like, God's in charge. God is doing this to me. Like, yeah, okay, God's got so much time on his hands. He's just sitting up there as he's saying, say my name, everybody, listening to the people singing his feet. He's also got to, watch over everybody and, destroy a lot of people's lives. So it doesn't make any sense to me. Like the whole, oh my God, the whole way they look at everything. It just is, I don't understand it, man. And then on my own private, my own stuff going on. So not only am I in this judgy, bitchy, like, oh my God, where am I? Can I get the hell out of here yet? And then it seems like, like I said, I'm almost to this anniversary of this weird thing that happened to me when this person all of a sudden started coming into my life, and not just walking up and knocking on my door. They started coming in like spiritually. And, and I never had, I'd had that happen before with people who I knew or something, but not ever with somebody who there was people coming in who I didn't know. But so this person, when they start coming, like I'm almost to that anniversary now from 11, 17, 17. So that's on my mind, this anniversary thing. And then all the work, oh my God, all the work I've been doing on myself, and trying to really listen to what my guides are telling me and be directed by my higher self or my God or whatever. And so, really making that my focus, and then, putting myself out there to be vulnerable and, try and help other people to make contact with their own soul and see, that there's nothing to fear here, and to look at life in a different perspective and stuff. And so, all of this stuff that I started learning from the time I was 11, 17, 17, like it changed so much of my life for sure. But in that time, everybody else has just been going around living their lives and not at all working on all their healing and stuff. And then it seems like now all of a sudden everybody's got all this good stuff happening with them. And then I just keep going around, and it's like, what in the hell? It is so weird. It is so weird. And it part of it feels like, like the rug's being ripped out from under you. Like, am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? I'm so confused. Maybe I'm a crazy person. And then I'll think that. And then they'll like almost laugh at me like, okay, Like, we haven't shown you enough. We haven't told you enough. We haven't shown you enough that we're not playing here. And so then it's like, okay, I get it. Okay, I get it. Okay, this is a soul thing. This is, and the weird thing too is, like, I know this person knows who I am. Like, they've shown me that. Like, they know who I am. And I think this person probably thinks, like, that's kind of weird. Like, and they probably should start noticing there's a limited amount of people who know who I am. And if you're one of them, there's a reason. And so then, another thing too is, like, when I was shown and stuff, like, I wasn't thinking so much about the work they had to do. Like, I thought this was more like this soul thing, like, this recognition. And it was like, oh, I love you too, and I didn't realize there was, like, all this work to it and all these triggers and stuff. And so I think that, whatever happened, this person was triggered by me, and it made all this stuff start coming up. I think they kind of were like, hey, I kind of don't need any, I'm happy with my life. I'm just going to do my thing. And then all of a sudden, here I come. And then they're like, oh, this is weird. But, I don't, I don't need that. I'm good. I've got everything going I need. I'm good. And so then I think that it was, I mean, it's haunting, like, you can't get away from soul connections. You just can't. Like, they just show up they show up. Even if they don't come to your door, they just show up all the time. They don't let you go. And so it's weird too, because I think that this person thinks, like, I don't know if they know what's to come, but what I'm shown is, like, oh, I think they think that they accomplished what they came to accomplish, and from what I'm understanding, they're just getting started. Like, I was just laying the foundation for what's to come. So, and I got to, allow this person to, come to terms with all of it and heal whatever they got to heal too. But man, it is, it's just weird, because, like, even if you wanted to go like somebody else, you can't. It's like your heart's already taken. And so, there's so many different things, like, of the recognition that I've had with that kind of stuff. Like, your heart is already taken. And so, and it's the whole thing of, like, where they show you stuff, like what I keep saying, like, they show you. And so they show you this stuff, and then it's like your heart is taken, but there was no other choice. Like, that was always the way it was going to be. It's not like you have a choice. So the whole that is what has so much more developed me into this lack of choices and destiny and stuff. Because if there was choices, there's a lot of choices that would be made differently. If you get what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't do things, like, I would do things differently if, I probably wouldn't just sit around, waiting for years and years and years for this person to acknowledge that I exist. like, come on. Like, we have to go meet at the chapel, but, we could at least have a conversation about how weird this is. Like, that would just be, so wonderful to me, to just be able to talk to the other person who I would assume is going through something similar to me. But since it's only an assumption, and I don't have, I don't know if it's the truth or not. I seriously, and maybe I am going through another existential crisis. Maybe you're going to go through one after another after another. I don't know. It feels like it's the energy is building to, like, my reveal of, like, what is my truth. Like, I want to know what my truth is. I want to know, am I a crazy person? Even though they laugh at me every time I say that. But you do feel that way sometimes, when they're showing you and telling you things that, even if, like, I started telling people, even after 11, 17, 17, I started telling people. And, So there's a lot of things where people think I'm crazy. But it's like when you see something so clear, when you're shown something so clear, and it's not just like showing photography or pictures or something, like they're showing you something that is inside of you. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's kind of like reminding you of why you're here, reminding you of what you've got to do, reminding you to keep on track or something, because it's already inside of you. And then when they remind you, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I see. And then they show you this stuff. And so, anyways, but for me, like lately, it's like it kind of gets to you, where it kind of makes you feel like insecure or something. Like, oh, maybe they just don't like me. Maybe maybe they look at me and I'm hideous. I don't know. But then it's like, well, that couldn't be right, because then we wouldn't be attached to the soul like that. So then you got to be like, okay, so that's insecurities. That is insecurities and stuff is what the stuff is that needs to come up. That's the stuff that's got to heal. And so then you can see like, okay, so I've got stuff I got to still heal. If I'm going to sit there and feel insecure and not trust in a soul connection when they're showing me a soul connection. And it's just that that's the thing where we've been taught so different than what we've just been taught, so different. Yeah, and just hearing people, this whole thing, like just victim after victim, and oh, there's nothing we can do, you know. And all I see around me all the time is people playing their role. They're playing their role as what creates this place. Is they all these elites or whatever, they couldn't have done this by themselves. They can manipulate you, but as long as you have that inside of you that you're willing to do whatever for whatever, then that isn't them putting it in you. That's them giving you an opportunity to let that come to the surface so you can see it for yourself. Like, ooh, God, man, I'll do anything for that. Like, why? Why would I do anything for $10, man? And that is, something that I started seeing too when she, was having pressure put on me about babysitting or whatever. And to me, it's like, I don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do with my day. I've got other things that I do. I'm busy, in my day. I'm not just ever sitting here just twiddling my thumbs. If I'm ever sitting, not doing something with my hands, I'm giving them a break because they get so tired. But I'm always doing stuff. But when you worry about like people not liking you or whatever, then you feel like more obligated. Well, I got to do something or they're not going to like me, or I got to help them out because they do like me or whatever, and I don't feel that way anymore. And even when I start looking at like, why would I do something I don't want to do for $20? Like, no, I don't think so. I mean, I wouldn't even do something I don't want to do for $1,000,000. $1,000,000 would just be spent. You just spend it. So why would I do something I don't want to do? Like even when they did that whole movie that one time with Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson, and then who was it she was supposed to sleep with? Robert Redford. Yeah. Robert Redford had to pay her $1,000,000. Oh, she's so hot. He's gonna pay her $1,000,000 to sleep with her. And that was kind of like the lean when they started changing this moral, like go from Ozzie and Harriet to then like, hey, what will you do for $1,000,000? We just sleep with a stranger, It's be happily married and go sleep with a stranger for $1,000,000, and then have your husband say, yeah, do it. We could do a lot with that money. Like there is always these ethical questions, I mean, right now, this world has become so void. It's like a moral void. It's a moral black hole. It's void of responsibility. And as long as you're a victim, you don't have to take responsibility. Well, they did it to me. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. I was like, but you did. You did. Any part you played, you did. You played your part. And that's what you have to go in and face. Like, why? Why would I do something I didn't want to do? Why would I do something that I'm ashamed of myself for doing? And that is one of the things that's going to be so hard for people is the shame that they're going to feel, and there is people already waking up who are saying just like what I was saying, like, I can't even believe I was tricked like this. And that's not even mass scale yet. Like, we haven't even gotten to that part. And I don't know, like, you see some of these girls, these bullies and stuff like that, and these are people who people think like, oh, they're so cool, they got a big account, and look at them with their fancy makeup and their dance videos, like, oh, and this is another thing that gets my fucking goat, because when you are being censored. So I had done this video the other day, and I actually had a song playing in it. It was some song from the 60s. And I was taken down within a couple of minutes, and, I had a strike on of whatever that's called, a copyright strike. And I was like, well, that's some bullshit. Because I see people all the time, these girls dancing around naked, songs that I've heard. They're on the radio right now. And then other ones, people are constantly playing songs. They were playing music and showing their dogs playing, showing music, showing the lake, showing all sorts of things. And they get to have all these songs up, but I put some up and it's copyright strike. So, and I don't know. To me right now is like, I think I am just gonna kick back and chill, and it's like, universe, you're gonna have to start showing me something, like, because right now I just feel like, am I just some sort of wackadoo full of myself, like I've got something important to say, people, like, but I know it's not coming from me. I don't know this stuff. Like, I don't know all this stuff. Like, how would I know all of this stuff if it was coming from inside of me? And, I know when stuff is coming from outside of me. I know when something or someone or a whole bunch of someone's is telling me something. And I think that the reason so many other people aren't hearing this stuff is because they're so focused on the other shit. They're so focused on being a victim and being a bully and being angry and, looking for a savior. And it's just like, I don't know. I just know whatever is going to happen, it's going to really shake all that shit up, man. Because, I know that there's, when I see, it's been so frustrating. I would say, like, I don't even remember the last time when I said, where I said it's just starting to be like so repetitive. People just repeating the same things over and over and over. There is studies doing on there's a whole magnetism thing with these, and giving people a MAC code. People are coded now. There's something with the purple light. There's something. And remember what I had said too about they use chemical on top of chemical to get certain reactions. Well, that has been now said too. Maybe other people have seen this before, but I just saw it. Is that stuff, the GR stuff that was put in there, that it needed the temperature, it needed the environment that it was put into to activate it. So once it went in, that it would start reassembling itself. I think it has something to do with the purple lights. I also saw this lady, she said in her house there's 2 there are and 2 that are not. And she said there keeps being this sickness that keeps going around. But she said it's so strange because it's just like a runny nose, which I've constantly got, a runny nose, congestion, and a weird dry cough. So I have all those things. And which I say is toxins. It's like an allergic reaction to toxins. Your body's trying to get the toxins out. So your nose starts pouring snot. It gets, like stopped up, like it's trying to get it out. You start coughing and sneezing to try and get the toxins or the infiltrates out or whatever. Your body's reacting to try and get it out. And so so she was saying that, this is very strange because, there's no temperature, there's no muscle ache. So, that's what I told my daughter the other day, like when she's sitting there telling me, I've got this and this. I'm like, yeah, but you don't have any temperature? Or so why do you think you're sick? Why is it you think you're sick and not just allergies? And, but so that's what this lady was saying. And she was saying the people who they keep getting it, but the people who aren't. And so she was asking, other people, like, what are you guys seeing? And it's kind of weird that they're saying this is a sickness, but you don't get any of regular symptoms of sickness, like body aches, temperature, and stuff like that, because it's not. It's fucking toxins, like I've been saying for a long time. And they use different ones to layer on, and they know which ones to mix with which, and they know, certain people's DNA. Like, you bet your ass if they know, like, there's a condensed amount of, like Russians or Dutch, and, like, there's different groups all around, where certain groups of all kind of, gravitated to certain areas. And so, you got a population of a lot of Italians in some place, or a lot of Russians. And, we have lots and lots of Russians in Washington State. And then, each place has their own. But so each designated place, like, it's so weird how they got us all divided up with color and all this stuff. Is so weird. It's like I was saying, like, I mean, even how most of the people are of some kind of color. Like, the white people are the ones void of color, but we can get color if we go out in the sun, and then we can get color. Like, there's so many weird things about the whole thing. But most of the beings that are on the planet have a regular darker color. Like, they are melanated of some type. Like, you don't have to be black to have color. Like, I mean, all the people in Middle East, all the people in South America, all the people in the Caribbean, all the people, like, everywhere. And so anyways, so the different people in different places, like, you have some sort of DNA strand, you have some sort of marker that puts you into, like, you are, a Russian, or, you're, like, over here for all of the 23andMe's or whatever the people did, all their culture was coming from other people, because we are already the mutts here. They've already turned us into mutts. But the people who have a more of their original culture in their DNA, then they know how to target that. They know how to target certain people. They know how to target Jews. They know how to target, Mexicans. They know how to target Russians. They know how to target Chinese people. They know how to do that by the DNA, because we've had mad scientists figuring this shit out for a long time. And there was something else I had just heard too about scientists. What was it? I think it was just, how long they've actually been testing on us. Like, I know it's from the beginning, because they were telling me, like I said, they were telling me when I was a little kid. I didn't even know what they were talking about so much. When they kept saying we were an experiment, and we were in a zoo, we were being watched all the time. And they would tell me that at different times, like we were experiment. But I didn't really get to the magnitude of it all. Like, I could get it, and I had that awareness, like when I would hear things or look at things, but I didn't all go together. I just thought, this world and our life is much different than what other people think. And even as I went on through life, and I had such a recognition of the spiritual side of life, and other people, I don't know, that I didn't have as much attachment to the 3D, I think, as I did to the spiritual. But, then I'm just some sort of weirdo always. And, now, I don't know. I'm just rambling, I swear to God. Anyways, but I'm not even gonna go on and do any TikTok videos today, unless they freaking start. Sometimes they'll just start hammering me, like, so you gotta say this, you gotta say that. And but yesterday I just did one video. No, I did 2 videos, I think. And one of them has got like 98 views, and the other one's got like 250 from yesterday. It's like it's ridiculous. It's like I am not going to be putting my energy into something just sitting here bashing my head up against the wall over and over. Like until something is released, until there's some sort of lax put onto the restrictions and censorship, especially now fucking Elon coming out like he's all about freedom, he's all about free speech. Really, yeah. So how many times, like, I've 3 appeals that I've done to my Twitter account, and that in the whole thing I lost my account. Like, it's so ridiculous. I don't, the little news things, hanging those, just putting those little gifts in the comments, and then that, like, are you joking? It is because of who I was doing it to: Schumer, Nancy, Lindsay. I see them lying and saying they're nonsense, and then I just go put one of those. What happens with treason? Yeah. And then I'm just out of control. I'm just crazy, and will never be allowed back on there because I'm such a bully. I'm like, okay. And you've hired all new people who are going through this stuff, and you can't go in and see. Like, the first time I lost my account, I was, because I said something nice, nice to Trump. I apologized for being an asshole to him. And that one was the first one I lost my account on. Then the second one was, so they took my account away for a week on that one, I think. Then I said something that really set me off too. And then I don't know, I don't know, Schumer keeps coming into my head. Probably said something to him. I don't know. Whatever it was, I don't remember that it was something. Then I lost it again for a week. And then I don't know if it was just like 1 or 2 days. And I was so restricted on my account. I wasn't allowed to, I couldn't share pictures, articles, nothing. I couldn't share anything. Only thing I could do was say some words and use their gifts. And I wanted to find an old-fashioned one of a shooting squad. That's what I wanted to find, just, one of those kinds of things. And I couldn't find one. The only thing I could find was some electric chair and the news thing. And so the news thing, I was like, oh, that one makes a point, but it's not a point you're allowed to make. You're not in a free speech country. You cannot do that. As far as anyone's concerned, if you do anything about that, then you are making a threat on someone's life. It's like, okay. But, you have people out there actually threatening people's lives, and that's okay. They can stay on their account. Like, I don't know. I just don't even know anymore. Like, as far as I'm concerned, the universe is going to have to start showing me, like some kind of direction. Otherwise, I'll come on. Unless y'all say, like, oh, no, we've heard it all. Like, there's nothing more for you to say. You're right. Just go away. That's what I feel like right now. Just go climb under a rock and stay there until it's all over, and just be quiet. Let everybody figure it out for themselves. Quit trying to help people. Quit trying to tell people. Quit trying to give your information, because obviously they are real far behind. I feel like I'm talking to these, and I'm not talking like when I'm talking to y'all. I'm talking about the people because I see so many people talking on Twitter, on here. I don't see as many people as I do on there talking. I mean, on Twitter, on TikTok, and that they all are just. I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. I swear to God, I don't even remember what the hell I was gonna say. Something on there where I just keep seeing, I feel like I am some sort of what are those fishermen, the ones that go out in the ocean and they try and catch the marlins or something, like they're going in for the big fish or something. I've gone on one of those fishing trips. It's really fun, but it's intense. But it's like I'm trying to explain how to do that to people who are happy just going down and catching some crawdads, you know? It's like, just let them catch the crawdads then. Let them sit here and, keep playing the victim and bullying each other and just being assholes and not giving a shit, you know? The universe is going to take care of it. I don't need to do another damn thing, you know? Seriously. I mean, I feel like I have done, like that guy said, like I've done my part. I don't feel like I have a bunch of stuff like I need to go do or something. Like I have been putting stuff into, I share whatever I'm going through. I talk about it and try and say, how to heal it or how to look at it or whatever. But yeah, it does reach a point where it's like, is there a point of me saying anything else? Like I've said everything I was saying. These people just keep going and, they just want to play the victim and feel sorry for themselves and nobody wants to empower themselves. They don't see hope for the future. Like, I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm just in a bad mood today. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I am just going to sit here and crochet and find some movie on TV and just wait for something to happen, I guess. But I guess I'll probably, come back tomorrow and say something because I know I've been doing this and I think it does, like if you, just like I said, when I turn on like that chapter, Mr. Ballin and stuff, like the people who I was listening to, to try and get through the time, get through quarantine, then it does give you some sort of sense of peace for when they come back. So, I'm sure I'll keep coming in and talking and saying stuff. I don't know. I'll try and go on TikTok and see, but man, I can't even. It just keeps being the same thing over and over and over and over. It's weird. Maybe it's just my algorithm. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's the universe telling me, you've done your part. Now you just sit back and you got nothing else to do. Just sit back and let it all happen now. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is I don't know a damn thing. That's what I know. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. That's all I can say. I don't know anything. So anyways, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.